two, one. I hope it works. I mean, it should be work. Yes, we are on YouTube right now. So, I mean, sometime we will be. But now it's your turn, Camila. Can you tell us something about you and then answer question number one?
Yes, sure. I am from a small city near from São Paulo, called the Pirassununga, and uh, I am a marketing professional. I was living in São Paulo until the last year, but now I am here in my city again with my family because I would like to transition in my career, and I'm looking for remote positions. uh, and I intend to travel in the next months for other countries or other places here in Brazil, and probably to be a nomad. I would like to be. And okay, about the situation, I believe I always prefer to think about the nature. It's more important than us because I don't know. I think like it's important all the nature. So if you are in a place with a lot of wildlife, you need to know that you are uh, how to explain this in I don't know. You can suffer. You can suffer a problem. You can suffer an accident in any time. So everything is possible. And the problem is not the jaguar. The problem is us humans, and they don't have guilt because they don't think like us. So it's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you so much, Camila. Juliano, what about you? What's your thoughts on question number one?
Um, about this question, I think it's a very bad situation that happened, but I think it's not fair. Fair of the fair judge the jaguar, because I think there are a lot of wild animals and it can happen, if someone try take care of a wild animal, it can happen because it's impossible have a perfect control of these animals, So I think some kind of things that people usually do with these animals to be more safe, more secured, I think it is necessary, I don't know the word, but try put the animal to sleep, to do the things, but what happened with the man, the animals there was not sleeping, so I think it's not secure for the man and a lot of the other people there. So I think it's not fair judge the jaguar because it's a wild animal and the people need to know it, and take care of their security. So that's what I think, I think to take care of these animals is important. In some case, you put the animal to sleep to you can do the things, there, but stay there with the animal walking around you is not secure, you know, and
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I think.
yeah, that's right. Matthew, do you share the same opinion?
Guys, in my opinion, uh, I don't think it was fair for the jaguar to be blamed because on the forest uh, is the not safely. Okay, in my opinion, the human is a strangers in their place. Okay. So the jaguar forward your natural instinct, okay, the hunch. So uh, it's a wrong think that jaguar to be blamed because this is an animal that stay in your natural place, okay? And the human, in my opinion, it was in imprudence. I don't know it's correct this word because if remember the human seems the I don't remember view the jaguar in their place and not uh, create a protection to the attack. So this is a good question, good situation, but my opinion, the jaguar, it's okay. Make your work.
Okay, okay. What about you, Karina?
I agree with you all. I don't think the jaguar should be blamed because it's just instinct. The jaguar was in the natural habitat, so of course for the jaguar it's normal, like it's food. They have hungry and need to eat. So it's a complicated situation because when we go to places like this, like forest or wild places, we need to be aware of the risks. For example, I like to go camping, but I have afraid to snakes, for example. And I saw a snake once when I was like camping, but it's a risk. I'm aware of this risk. So it's the habitat of this animal, not my habitat. So I need to be aware of the risks. And I think it's more about us. It's not about the animals.
Okay, I think all of you somehow answered question number two. Should the family have the right to seek revenge because, it wasn't the animal's choice? Since that, there's no revenge properly because the animal did not act in a wrong way. So let's go to question number four. Was the man wrong for being in the jaguar's territory, or was it just an unfortunate accident? And by this question, and I don't want you guys to just say yes or no. I want you to think like you're the man. Is it fair, especially for farmers, to be in that position, to be in that area where they know there is wild animals? Is it fair to live in there, to take this risk? And not about just taking the risks. Sometimes they have to defend themselves, because if they're, I don't know, sleeping at home and then came a wild animal, what are they gonna do? Run, scream, or I don't know, kill the animal sometimes? And I want you to put yourself in the place of the man and say, who was wrong? Are we wrong for being in the uh, territory of animals, or somehow are they wrong for living in there near to us? Can you start, Marcio?
Yes. In my opinion, the main wrong for being in the jaguar territory, uh, because their place is the natural habitat, the jaguar. I don't have questions about this. So the man, it's wrong. That's it. This is my answer. Short answer.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's great. You think the same, Carolina? Or somehow, I don't know, farmers should have some right and some security as well.
I think it depends. For example, for me, I think we have the right of defense yourselves. Like sometimes you need to kill the animal to save yourself. I think that's happened. It's not like the best scenario, but it's a scenario. So And for us, sometimes, for example, Indians or native people, they are into the forest, they are like living their lives normally. And because of us, like outsiders, sometimes they can suffer with animals or disease or everything. So I think depends a lot. I think we have the right to protect ourselves, but I think sometimes we 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 have a line and we cross this line because of ourselves, because things we do like pollution and construction and etc. So I don't have like exactly answer for this question, but it's kind of our fault.
Okay. Would you say the same, Juliana?
Oh, it's quite a question. I really don't know. I was thinking here maybe no one are wrong because the man need to work and sometimes he doesn't have other option or opportunity, so he just need to do it because it's the only option to do, and the animal is there, is his territory, and it's impossible for the animal, run away because it needs to be there, and the man needs to be there too. So so I think no one are wrong. We have two sides here. I think sometimes it's very easy judge the man, but I don't know. Sometimes he just doesn't have other opportunity or possibility to do other things.
Yeah, that's right. That's a very good point of view, Juliana. And now Camila and Wanda, they're gonna answer question number 5 related to question number 4. Okay, I'm sorry for the mess, but I think it makes sense. So you can start, Wanda, answering, is it ethical to punish animals for acting on instinct in their natural environment? And by this question, I want you to say as well, like, if you were in their place with a gun, is it right to kill the animal because the animal is seeking to eat you alive? I mean, okay, but who's gonna judge you by killing the animal? Who's gonna defend the animal? Who's gonna defend the jaguar in terms of justice, of law? I mean, is it fair for us to have to choose us, beyond them all the time? Like, I don't know, I give up my life because I was wrong in being here, so eat me. Basically, that's what I'm asking. It makes sense for you, or what would you do, Wanda?
Yeah, I think we need to protect ourselves, but we don't need to kill animals. For example, one time I was in Tanzania, and then I stayed in the middle of the park, and many wild animal goes to our tents. And when we need to go out of the tents to the restaurant of the hotel, for example, you need to call a man, and this man uh, come with a gun, but this gun with an anesthetic bullet. And then it's interesting because we get protected, but we don't kill the animal because the animal is the reason that we are there. And I think we need to think many kinds of protection for us, but only scared the animal. Like many farmers have a spotlight so strong that when they heard a noise, a meow from jaguar, for example, the huge light open and the animal go out. And I think we need to think about and get many smart solutions, not kill animals, not. Earth is for everyone.
Hey, that's such a great answer, Wanda. I was thinking more about giving up my life, but you were very good at answering. Camila, now it's your turn.
So I think how I said in the beginning of the conversation, uh, I believe that we need to live together with the nature. But in a situation that it's my life or the life from the animal, okay, guys, I will protect myself because I need to survive. But in other situations, I always try not to perturb. No, I don't know, remember the word. Not to do anything with the animals. For example, if I can only to put the animal go out for my house, I prefer than kill. I prefer. And uh, in this situation, for example, the guy probably don't have strong enough to kill, so they don't can they can't resist. But if he has a arm in that situation, probably he will kill the animal, and I think it's correct. So it's my opinion.
Okay, that's, great, defending yourself. I mean, if an animal came to me, I would run, scream, but if I don't have nothing, I would just say, okay, uh, I am your meal, so do whatever you want, but be quick, please. Uh, let's go to question number 8, okay? 8. Let's skip question number 6. Do you believe human expansion into wild habitats is justified? Why or why not? And I want to start with this question because Juliano said one really interesting thing about, social conditions. Sometimes living in the wild, it can be cheaper somehow. I mean, it's not easier, but some people do not have the condition to move on. Sometimes they already live that for, their entire life, and going to the city, it's very hard. So, is, I want you to start answer, Juliano. Is it right to live there even though they know the dangers, they know why they shouldn't be there because of the wild animals?
Oh, this question, it, it's very hard to to give you a right answer because I think the tendency of the humans in general is expand, do this kind of expansion, in the world. And maybe in the future, it'll be less farm in general, because I think the city will go to the other parts of the world, where doesn't have yet. So, for example, if it's something like that happens, and this is happening right now, this kind of wild animal lost their territory, and what happened until it really happened, is we have humans, living in this same place that have this kind of wild animal, you know. So this is a big problem. And one day when we active all the territories in general, where this kind of wild animal uh, will be, you know, in the zoo, but probably we are gonna have a problem in the zoo, because this kind of accident, it all happen again and again and again, because like I said before, it's impossible to have a total control about what the animal will do. So, it's hard. I think we need to do this kind of expansion because we are always growing. A lot of people born, and we need to grow the cities, but we need to think about these animals in general. So, these animals is very important, but a lot of animals are in extinction because a lot of people kill this kind of animal, and the solution is not kill. But if you put this kind of animal in a zoo, it's not cool too, because this kind of animal really need to have uh, a space, a territory, But if you make a territory and you control the territory, it's not good too, because it's like a zoo, So I don't know how to
Yeah,
solve
that's
the
very
situation.
hard. We should stop, reproducing so there are no more people in the world. So, we can control the things, but it's impossible because we keep growing and there are more people, more business, and that's very hard. I do get it. Karina, what's your opinion?
Uh, it's not a simple question. I agree with Juliano. But I don't know. It's not justifiable to extend our territories to into not like nature, forest, etc. Sometimes we need to do as in the situation you said before, like it's cheaper. Some families don't have like the money or the center, and you need to go to uh different places, but it's not justifiable in my opinion, because sometimes the most of the time it's just it's like for big companies or corporation just expand territories to take resources to, I don't know, for example, garimpo, it's completely messing everything around the Amazonia and etc. It's not justifiable. It's just like the just make worse for the natures. Um, so it's really complicated. Like sometimes we need resources, we need to find other ways to get these things from nature. We need to think about how we are growing, because we're growing in completely messy and crazy ways. So I think it's a deep problem to be discussed. It's not so simple.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think, Marcio?
Victor, in my opinion, depends because I think about this. In my opinion, uh, for example, add beads, rivers, and lakes need be preserved. Okay, into the wild too, because the expansions the most of the time, i- it's because the ambitions women's, okay, most of the times the women's expand your buildings in the into of the world um, to earn more money. Okay, in my opinion, the wilds, rivers, lakes, beaches need be preserved. It's beautiful. Okay, it's beautiful. Do you have a house that you have a house in the edge of the beach or lake, but it's not natural. Okay, because it is prejudice the huge guys. This is my opinion, but depends the situation. Okay, so most of the time, not justify the expansion. Okay, this is my opinion, Victor.
Yeah, I do tend to agree with you, Marcio. And Camila, what's your view during, this whole situation that we've been discussing?
I think my opinion is the same of the Marcio. It's important to have a control where you can go and where you can't go. But in the beginning of the existence, for example, existed only the animals. So every place that we live now, for example, São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, every place one day it was only nature. And one day, one guy arrived there and changed everything. So the wide places is the same. So because of this, I believe it's important to preserve and to try to preserve, but I understand that maybe it's not so possible. And if you want to live there, okay, live it there. But you need to respect the animals, the all the ambient, and and because of this, I said if I can don't kill, I prefer don't kill because I am an intruder there. I am a new person in that place that it's not for me, it's for them. So I believe this is my opinion.
Okay, great. Wanda, finally you.
Yeah, I agree with all of you, and I think, for example, Europe. Europe is a continent that they kill all the wildlife, and there is no more wildlife, wildlife, and it's not good for the earth. But I think we destroyed many places that lived with many lives we destroyed, we extinct. And now in 2025, we need to preserve, we need to know that there was place for us, for human being, because you destroyed many conditions of life in many places. And then I think like Pantanal. Pantanal is a place to preserve for the wildlife. And São Paulo, Rio, Belo Horizonte is for human being. Okay, we need to preserve birds, possums, small animals that live here. But you need to think about the earth, and it's not selfish like we are, and think about other life. All the lives is important to earth, to nature.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go to question number 10. If more species go extinct, do you think top predators will increasingly see humans as prey? And with this question, I want you to also think of the situation in which some friend or some member family of you have been killed by an animal. What would you do? If, I don't know, I think you have a son, Wanda, right? If an animal kill your son, what would you do? What would you want to do? I think it's more important. And you can start, Karina.
Uh, I think unfortunately, like it's normal because it's a prey. Like it's totally different for a human kill other human. For example, you choose kill someone, like consciousness, you have conscience, and you have like this option of kill someone or not kill someone, and choose kill someone just for, I don't know, any reasons. With an animal, it's not like that. Like it's totally in a net accident. The animal don't have conscience, so it's like I am hungry, I need food. So it's like to grab an apple on a tree. Like you will do that. So I think it's really sad, but you don't have like anyone to blame. Just blame the destiny, the situation. I don't know, not the animal, because it's the nature of this animal. Like kill something to eat.
Yeah. So you would do nothing. Me too. I would cry probably, but I would be sad. I would pass through grief, but I would never go, after the animal and say, you will pay for that. No, you're not gonna pay. You don't even have money, so how could you pay for that? So Camila, what is your thoughts about this? What would you do? And do you think, more species will start to kill us during the time?
Uh, I confess that I don't know how to answer this question. For me, it is very, very difficult to think or to understand and to have a answer. I think I prefer to listen out the answers because I don't know. I don't
Do you
have
want to
it.
choose a different question, Camila? I mean, question number 12 for you. Do you think humans see themselves as superiors to nature?
Uh,
Is that a problem?
yeah, I think so. I believe that every humans see themselves like very, very superior to nature. And I believe we are very uh, egoist with this because we always think only ourselves, themselves, myself, and nothing in the nature and the problem that we are causing in the nature. And we are paid a lot because of these actions and in the future and now all the problems that we have, all the nature problems, it's because of us, because one day we destroyed something. uh, so I believe this is a big problem, not small, no, it's a big problem.
Yeah, that's right. So your turn, Wanda. What would you do?
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. Resolution is really hard, but I think if the place is normally is healthy, uh, we don't have you don't need to have scared about animals. For example, I used to be a scuba diver, and I scuba dive with the sharks all the time. And then shark is there, and I am in another place. I'm close to them, but I'm not afraid because they have another kind of fishes to eat. They don't want to eat me. Never, never. But um, for example, in Recife, they change all the situation, and the sharks get so harmony with many testosterone, and they don't have any more fishes to hunt. And then they get testosterone, all the testosterone, and starving, and then they try to eat human beings, but normally they take the arm of the human being or the leg, and they cosp split because they don't like. We are not the the delicious food for
Yeah.
them. And I think you need to respect all the nature to get the balance. Because if we have a balanced nature, everything is okay. They don't like to eat us. Our flesh is not good for for no one.
So humans doesn't taste any good. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not that good, you know? We're not. So, Marcio,
About the question number 12.
yes, it can be 12
Okay.
or 10 or the
No,
both of
no,
them.
12, 12, it's okay. I think women see themselves as a superior, but man, it's not true because imagine if you want a flight, do you need airplane? Okay, if you uh, how do you say mergulhar? You need the many tools, etc. So the humans is a limited, okay, because in the natural places, for example, into the yield, the humans is very limited on them in the air, in the ocean. So, but there are the woman has has an advantage because it's very, very, very smart. Okay, and the animals is very irrational. I don't know this word in English. So depends. Okay, depends. In the most of the situations, the woman is a superior than animals. Okay, but these are not absolutely true. Okay, this is my opinion.
Okay, okay.
The
So,
hard question.
yeah, finally, you, Julian. You there, Julian? If you're talking, I'm not.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I was muted. But I was thinking here, you were talking about the same question that you asked before about if I had a son and the animal killed my son. Okay. So I was thinking here, and if something like that happened with me, I probably will get so furious, and sad. But I'm afraid this happens. It not it just happens, but it could happen, because not about not just about that, but it's impossible to have a control about everything. And animals is some animals like wild animals, it's impossible to have this control, so it can happen. And even I getting sad, angry, it's not fair of the animal. I can't go there and kill them for revenge. It's not fair. And I was thinking here, uh, it doesn't mean that it's wrong that I wanna say it now, but I was thinking here, we kill a lot of animals to eat, you know, and it's just another view. I'm not saying that is wrong, but we kill a lot of animals to eat all every day, a lot of different animals to eat, and a lot of people think that's totally normal. And I'm not saying that's not, but sometimes
Yeah,
for someone kill the jaguar or any other wild animal is totally normal because it's something that we usually do every day.
yeah, exactly. That's the point. Yeah. So we just have 2 minutes, and I would like to propose a real quick game. I'm gonna ask you something, and you guys, you should answer very quickly. It's a crazy thing. You want to say something, Wanda?
Oh, I want to say that thank you for you because it's a really
Yeah,
interesting subject. I love this conversation.
yeah. So I'm afraid there's no time for playing the game. But I would ask you guys, if you were, let's suppose hypothetically, you are being killed by an animal. Which animal would you like to be killed? You
Oh,
know, you can start one. Just say one, the one that comes to your mind.
I killed the
Now,
animal, or
the animal killed you.
maybe a sea snake, because she's so poisoned
Yeah.
that when she bite, you can't have time to go to the surface, to the
Okay. And
boat.
now you, Karina.
I don't have idea.
Oh.
Anyone, let's, I don't know, be quickly and her left.
Okay, you, Marcio.
I don't know, Victor. Maybe the black mamba. Do you know? Because there's a potent poison, né? So you kill very fast, man.
Yeah, yeah. You, Juliano?
Maybe well, I don't know.
Okay, okay. Now you are Camila. Finally, we don't have much time.
The lion, because it's more
Yeah.
glamour.
It's,
It's
Oh
honor
my
fancy.
to.
gosh.
It's fancy. Okay, that girl killed it for a lion.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for coming today. I had so much fun with you, and I hope to see you here again next week, okay? And then the next week after that. And bye-bye. Have a good night.
Bye bye,
Okay.
guys. Have a good one.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Victor.